And so fun to see your names come into the room. Thank you so much for being here with us for our second Gonzaga Leadership Summit session. And today's session is entitled Giving Back Through Virtual Mentoring and Networking. But we wanted to begin by just giving a big expression of gratitude for being here today and all of you who were with us for last month's kickoff session, learning the 5 practices of Jesuit leadership. And we were so excited for the attendance and to receive your feedback, which we will continue to incorporate as we move forward with our sessions. And for anyone that missed last month's session, please know that the recording and all of the session materials are available on the Leadership Summit website, which is www.gonzaga.edu/leadership summit. So feel free to check that out. And we do have one important mention before we dive into today's topic. As you are all our frontline ambassadors for our university, last week we opened up our alumni undergraduate fee waiver. This is incredibly important for recruiting our incoming class, our next freshman class here at Gonzaga. And this year, given the challenging climate that we're in, it's more important than ever before. So here it is up on your screen. It's on the alumni homepage, and then you'll also have this in your follow-up email. But the fee waiver allows all of you to waive the undergraduate application fee for applicants in your friends and family network. So please do share with those you know who would make great Zags, who would be a great Gonzaga student. And every alum or volunteer leader like yourself has the opportunity to do this for 2 incoming students. So please do spread the word. We've had years where nearly 500 students in our freshman class came to us through the fee waiver referral process. So please do spread the word. And then we'll transition into our session today. So many of you know that Gonzaga's career mentoring and networking programs are one of the very best things that we do. And some of you have been a part of the initial founding of these programs, which have now grown and evolved. For 27 years, our GAMP program has existed. And this January will mark the 20th year of the TREC program, which is so impressive. We have several inquiries each year from other universities curious about our model. And one of the characteristics that sets us apart at Gonzaga is that the alumni relations and career and professional development areas work so closely together, which is not the case at every university. But this model allows us to leverage our incredible volunteer network, which is of course all of you. So in today's session, you'll have the opportunity to receive an update on our recent graduates and students navigating the current career climate and hear how they're doing. You'll hear about our current career programs and some changes and exciting innovations. You'll learn more about why and where you are needed, most needed, and how you can assist our students and alumni on their career journey. And then finally, you'll have the opportunity to experience what our students and recent graduates get to experience through some speed networking. And you'll be placed in breakout rooms for about 15-minute sessions, answering a few quick questions and getting to know others in your group. So just again, today's session format will be a 20-minute keynote from our featured speakers, and then about 2 breakout speed networking sessions for about 15 minutes each. And the questions that you'll be using in your networking groups are available in the chat. And I know Ray will speak to those a bit more as well during our keynote presentation. You will be given a countdown when your breakout session is about to wrap. So that should be about a 1-minute countdown. And that will be your cue to wind down your conversations. And then after the breakout sessions, we'll convene back here together for some final thoughts, and we'll announce our November session, and we'll be sure to make sure you get to leave by 1 o'clock. Okay, and now it's my pleasure to introduce our keynote speakers for today, Ray Engel and Erin Shields. With more than 30 years of experience in college and career services and teaching, Ray Engel currently serves as the Assistant Vice President for Career and for Professional Development. He has held similar leadership roles at the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, Cal State East Bay, Webster University, and Millikan University. Recognized as a leader in career services, he has frequently been invited to speak both domestically and internationally, and is one of only 39 career services and recruiting professionals to be inducted into the National Association of Colleges and Employers Academy of Fellows. He has been invited to speak on a variety of topics, including career and professional skill development and leadership. He has been actively involved in the National Association of Colleges and Employers, also known as NACE, and was inducted into the NACE Academy of Fellows in 2014. Ray, it's so good to have you with us and to be able to be a colleague of yours. Yes. And Erin Shields, Erin, with nearly 18 years working in career and alumni relations at Gonzaga. Erin currently serves as our Director of Alumni and Employer Development. As a part of our alumni relations team, working within the Office of Career and Professional Development, she has the opportunity to work with both students and alumni and other external constituents directly. So she's coaching and assessing the needs of students and alumni while engaging alumni and employers, friends as essential partners in the career development process. So Erin oversees the TREC program, the alumni mentoring program, and the employer engagement area of career and professional development. So with that, thanks to you both for being here. We're so excited to hear what you have to share with us today.
Great, thank you. And I think we're waiting for our slides to come up. There we go. All right, so welcome everyone. It's so good to be here, and I've got to tell you, in my entire career working in career and professional development, this is my favorite institution where I've ever worked because our ZAGs are so committed to helping our students be successful. So let's move on to the next slide. Great. So what I want to start sharing with you, first of all, is how successful our students have been. And if you've been watching our annual First Destination Survey report, you know that our graduates are typically extraordinarily successful, exceeding the national standard, usually by about 10%. So for the class of 2018-19, the success rate is 95.5%, which means that 4.5% of our students were still seeking employment or trying to get into graduate school or find a volunteering position. And so this year, of course, is going to be a very different year. It will forever be the year with the asterisk by it that this was the COVID pandemic year, and it has impacted our students. So we are collecting data for the class of 2019-20, and the rates that you see in front of you, the knowledge rate is basically how many of our students we know where they are. So we know right now about where 50% of our students are, what they're doing. And if you add up working, continuing education, volunteering, military, and not seeking, they actually add up to 85.8, which means that we have a still seeking rate or unemployment rate of 14.2. We collect this data through December 31st, 2020, and then we compile it and report it. At this time last year, we were probably about 5 points ahead, and this is still a solid number, but this is why we're actually having this conversation today, because we need as many people as active participants and stakeholders in ensuring that our graduates are successful. So what they've experienced this year is a lot of rescinded job offers or shortened internships because employers didn't particularly want to bring people into their offices, so they had shorter internships, which meant less money that our students made to help with college. We've been very concerned with the well-being of our graduates. Certainly, we want them to stay positive and be resilient, and many have been. But I think many have been stressed because the year brought so many changes for them, ending their senior years sooner than they wanted to on campus, not being able to have an in-person commencement. And so we're trying to provide as much support and outreach as possible. So just to let you know, we've called every single graduate who graduated in the previous year, typically May 2020, both undergrads and grads, and we've started providing special programming. Like we offered a program online called Staying Positive and Moving Forward, where we actually featured graduates from the class of 2020 who had to do that. They stayed positive, they moved forward through the challenges that were posed to them, and that really is the beauty of our students. And I like to add this thought that it does take a village, and we hope that today you'll find some ways that you can engage with us and with our students to support them.
So we recognize that you are essential partners in this career development process for our students and alumni. And I want to acknowledge that many of our best programs would not be possible without some of you who are joining us today, serving as mentors, hosting us at your organization for treks, posting positions, and coming to career fairs. So thank you. And there are so many ways that you can be part of this, so many options to support the needs of students and alumni. Ray and I will discuss those with you now.
All right, so first of all, what we really need is we need for you and maybe the organizations that you work with to post any kind of job vacancies that you have, any internships that you have, because if you go to our new platform that we call Zags Ignite, it will allow you to kind of share that, and it actually builds that the options that they can choose from. So posting jobs and internships is really important. And we have a new thing that Erin is going to talk about in a little more detail a little later, which is not a job or an internship, but a project. So let's say you have a project that you need help with that could take 40 hours of a student's time that could help build their resume. I'm going to not go into a lot of detail right now, but let Erin talk about that later.
Okay, so our treks and excursions. Alumni Relations and CPD organize career focus events in several cities in the US and internationally to connect employers, alumni, and parents to students. The treks currently are held in Seattle, Portland, Silicon Valley, San Francisco, Spokane, New York City, and London annually, and Los Angeles and Denver are hosted biannually during alternating years. Some of the ways you can be involved in the Trek program is to host a visit with your organization. You can also request that your organization attends a Trek career fair. As part of the Seattle and Portland Treks, we have full-scale career fairs in those areas. You can also yourself attend a networking lunch, dinner, or reception where you can visit with students, share information about your career, give them contacts, help them with your recommendations. And another way you can help is to become a Trek sponsor, that you can offset some of the cost of facilities, food, beverages, transportation. We always want to make sure this experience is available to all students at a low fee. So that helps us make more students able to join us on these programs.
So over the past few years, we've really started to expand our career fairs, doing special career fairs designed to meet the needs of specific colleges or schools or even departments or specific majors. So just to let you know, Beta Alpha Psi is the accounting career fair in essence. It's actually their career fair, but they had to move it online this year. And we provided the platform to make that happen. So that happened in September. And because it was online, we actually increased our numbers a little bit because we could expand our reach. Yesterday, we hosted our postgraduate service fair. So things like JVC, Teach for America, anything that is a service organization. Typically, we have about 12 organizations who come to campus for that event. And yesterday, we had 36 organizations, which is, you know, an incredible increase. And the reason we had it is because volunteer organizations from around the US were able to attend since it was virtual. And we've decided that maybe in the future, that's the format for that fair because we can get more people. The All Majors Career and Internship Fair is next Wednesday. And this is one that is indicative of the economy right now or the job market. Last year, we had around 50 employers. As of today, we have 24. So we're down about 50%, which is kind of what we expected. And some of our employers who had robust recruiting efforts are saying, we're really scaling back because we don't know what's going to happen. And some are concerned about what will happen in the election and how that will impact the economy. So we're watching that one, but we're okay because we've had some increases in others this year. The Engineering and Computer Science Fair had around 70 employers last year, and this year we're a little over 30 right now. So I think we'll be close to 40, but I do think this is kind of what we expected, but we don't want students to get discouraged and not come. So we're doing a lot of extra marketing for these events as well. We last year hosted a nursing fair, but are not going to host that fair this year. Just because we're doing some different types of events, maybe moving into excursions. And we do host with our colleague schools, Whitworth and Eastern and WSU Spokane, what we call the Fuse Fair in typically February or March. We've moved it to April to give us a little more time. And we're still making the decision whether or not that one will be in person at the convention center or online. But if your organizations are actively recruiting, we ask you to consider having them register for one of these fairs.
So now a little bit about the Alumni Mentoring Program and some advances we've had there. We're proud to have a very robust mentoring program that began 27 years ago. And as Cara mentioned, we're often asked to advise colleagues at other universities on our best practices. So 2 years ago, we moved to an online platform to best serve students and alumni in an innovative, user-friendly way that they prefer. The platform also provides improved analytics for us, updated information on our constituents, and includes features such as groups and now the projects feature, which I'm going to go into. So the steps for you, first would be to register with Zags Connect. And I have the link listed there. We'll make sure everyone receives this as well in an email. And then once you're on, you build your profile as a mentor, include information about your experiences and the areas that you're willing to mentor in. And then once you have your profile, you can select groups to join. So joining the Leadership Summit group, which I'm going to show you, we ask that everyone following this session joins that group where then you can continue conversations and really network with each other. We also ask you to join the regional chapter group where you can facilitate networking amongst other students who are interested in your area or from your region, as well as alumni who are interested in that area. And then the projects feature, which I will go into an exciting new way where we're able to offer professional opportunities to students. So this is what Zags Connect looks like. Once a student goes in and builds their profile, they actually can see the profiles of all the mentors in the system. They can search by keyword, industry, location. And once they find a mentor who they think fits their interests, they can read more about their background and then actually connect with them directly through the platform by sending a message as well as selecting a time when they want to meet, visit, whether that be through Zoom, over the phone, or in normal circumstances, in person for a cup of coffee. You'll see in the toolbar here the different selections. Just previously, I was in the Explore the Community area. Once you go on and after you build your profile, we ask that you go to the Groups area here. And then in the search feature, you can enter Leadership Summit, which will bring you to this group that we created specifically for this group, all of you who are participating. And we think this will be a really nice hub and area for you to continue conversations. You can also in here search Portland chapter, Bay Area chapter, and be sure to join that group. And now for projects, again, you would select projects in the top bar here. Because of internships being canceled, jobs offers being rescinded, this is our response to students perhaps not getting that practical work experience, getting that experience that aligns with their major. We're one of a few universities in this pilot project to offer projects. So once you're a mentor, anyone can go to projects and you can post a project here. Maybe you need help developing a marketing plan, doing research, helping you with website design. You post a project, various templates are available. And once you post it, all students and alumni who are looking for this kind of professional experience can access this, apply by sending you your resume. You can select the student and work with them. I'm more than happy to help anyone as far as developing a job description and talking to you about a project you have in mind to see if this would be something that would work well.
So one of the other ways that you can potentially help is certainly with financial need that our students have. So if a student demonstrates significant financial need, CPD, our office and alumni relations, want to ensure that all barriers to career development are eliminated. For example, we do charge for the treks because of the expense of them. When they're online, we're not charging for them. But if they're in person, if a student meets a certain threshold of their, what we call their expected family contribution, we will waive the fee for them because we don't ever want to say, oh, I couldn't afford that. So if you would like to contribute to the CPD gift fund, proceeds will be used to help students with things like professional attire, offsetting registration fees, trek programs, and things like that. So this is slightly different than the undergraduate professional development grant that some of you may be aware of. And that grant was created a couple of years ago by GSBA. And you can still give to that fee as well. And that also provides money for things like registering for admissions exams into a graduate program, helping students go to conferences or pay fees to professional associations. So if there are other ways that you would particularly like to support the efforts that we have, please reach out to me. I will tell you that in the past, let's say, when we went to the New York City trek, we really asked students to suit up. And I've had a couple of students who really couldn't afford to buy a suit but wanted to have this experience. And many people like you have donated money for that type of need.
Office hours and classroom presentation. One of the most profound ways you can support our students by sharing your stories, talking about your career journey, offering to connect them with other professionals. So if anyone happens to be coming to Spokane, this is a time where we could help you set up a time to interact with students, open office hours, for example. You could also speak to a class. We work very closely with faculty partners who would be more than happy to have you share your experience as part of their curriculum. Virtual offerings. We're doing a lot of this right now. After this, we have several treks, all virtually. We have been doing virtual programming since March. So if this is something you're interested in, please let me know. This is something we would market out to students based on the career interests and be happy to work with you to offer a webinar.
So now we're going to get ready to send you into some breakout rooms to have some conversations about related to mentoring and helping students. So we'd ask you to start by introducing yourself, who you are, and what is your relationship to Gonzaga. Share your experiences and best practices as a mentor or employer of Zags, or what you wish to know about being a mentor and your own personal experiences of mentoring as a leader in the workplace. So I think we're going to be sending you on your way, and we'll bring you back in a few minutes. So thanks so much for your time and attention.